Okay, the first thing we're going to do is the engine compartment part of the test. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the posture of the truck, make sure it's not leaning left or right. I'm going to get down and check to make sure there's no leaks in 3 different spots, the front, middle, and back. Next I'm going to check my cam marker lights. Make sure they're not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. They're the proper color amber. Fender marker lights are not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. They're the proper color amber. My headlights are not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. They're the proper color clear. My turning signals are not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing, and they're the proper color amber. Now I'm going to check my frame. I would check it in 3 places. Make sure at front, middle, and back, and make sure it's not cracked, broken, damaged, and there's no illegal welds. It's mounted to the truck securely. Now I'm going to do my coolant reservoir. It's mounted to the truck securely. It's not bent, broken, damaged. It's not leaking. There's no missing nuts or bolts. The cap is on. It's secure. Next I would do my belt-driven alternator. It's mounted to the truck securely. It's not missing any nuts or bolts. The wire is connected. It's not cut or frayed and has a good connection. I would check my belt to make sure it's not got more than 3/4 inch of play. It's in the grooves. It's not cut or frayed. Next I would check my belt-driven water pump. It's mounted to the truck securely. It's not cracked, broken, or damaged. It's not leaking. Then I would also check my belt again and make sure it's not got more than 3/4 inch play. It's in the grooves. And now I would check all my hoses for no leaks, cracks, or wear, and all my cables for no cuts or frays and a good connection. Over here, I'm going to check my oil dipstick, make sure it's mounted to the truck securely. It's not bent, broken, or damaged. And if I needed oil, I would add it here to the proper level. Now I'm going to check my gear-driven air compressor, which is mounted to the truck securely. It's not bent, broken, or damaged. It's gear-driven and it's not leaking. Next, I would check my gear-driven power steering pump, which is at the end of this hose, and it's gear-driven also. It's not cracked, broken, damaged, and it's not leaking. Now I would check my steering shaft. Make sure it's not bent, broken, or damaged. It is properly greased. The U-joints are in good condition. I'll check my power steering reservoir. Make sure I had the proper fluid level. It's not cracked, broken, damaged, or leaking. Cap is secure and in place. I'll check my gearbox. It is mounted to the truck securely, not leaking, not bent, broken, or damaged. I'll check the gearbox hose and make sure it's not leaking, no leaks, cracks, or wear. I'm going to check my fitment arm, and it's not bent, broken, or damaged. It is got the castle nut and carter key in place. My drag link is mounted to the truck securely. It's not bent, broken, or damaged, and it also has a castle nut and carter key in place. The steer arm is mounted to the truck securely. It is not bent, broken, or damaged. It has a carter key and castle nut also. And my tie rod is mounted to the truck securely. It's not bent, broken, or damaged, and it has a carter key and a castle nut in place. Now I'm going to do my brakes. Here's my brake hose. It's mounted to the truck securely. It's no leaks, cracks, or wear. My ABS wire, it's also right here. It's mounted to the truck securely. It's not cut or frayed and has a good connection. My brake chamber is mounted to the truck securely. It's not cracked, damaged, or broken. It's not leaking. My ring is secure and in place. It's not missing any nuts or bolts. My slack adjuster and push rod are mounted to the truck securely. They're not missing any nuts or bolts. The carter keys are in place, and it has no more than an inch of play when the brakes are released. My brake linings are mounted to the truck securely. They're not worn dangerously thin, and there are no grease, oil, or debris. My inner and outer brake drums are mounted to the truck securely. They're not bent, broken, or damaged, and there are no illegal welds. I'm going to do my inner and outer tire wall. It has no cuts, gouges, or bulges, and my tread is more than 4/32, and it's evenly worn. My rim is mounted to the truck securely. It's not bent, broken, or damaged. Has no illegal welds. It has a good bead around the tire. It's not leaking. My lug nuts are mounted to the truck securely. They're not bent, broken, or damaged. None are missing. There are no shiny spots indicating looseness. No rust trails indicating looseness, and no divots that could indicate looseness. My inner and outer hub seal is mounted to the truck securely. It is not missing any nuts or bolts. It's not leaking. It has proper fluid level. My valve stem is mounted to the truck securely. It's not bent, broken, or damaged, and that's where I would put air if I needed it, up to 110 psi. Suspension, I would check my mounts and my hangers. They're mounted to the truck securely. They're not bent, broken, or damaged. I will check my leaf springs. They are not shifted, cracked, broken, or damaged. My U-bolts are mounted to the truck securely. They are not bent, broken, or damaged, and the bolts are in place. My shock absorber is mounted to the truck securely, not missing any nuts or bolts, and it has no leaks.